I'm really happy we have an opportunity to speak with a former Secret Service special agent, Robert Caltabiano. I hope I said that properly, Robert. He's a national security expert with more than 28 years of experience providing strategic and tactical leadership, which keeps this country safe. And the headline is, terror groups are working on another 9/11 type attack. What do we know, Robert? Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we really don't know. I think that headline it's a great headline, but the fact is they've been working on another attack since 9/11.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
That's 16 years ago. So, but I think what this keeps in our mind is guess what? We got Christmas time coming up.
Right.
And again, pretty soon people are going to be traveling for Thanksgiving, and that is the biggest travel day of the year for us in our country. And so some of the things, what can we do? Because, again, when I work for the government, the worst thing you could ever hear is, I'm from the government, I'm here to help.
Yeah.
Because the fact is the government can only do so much, but we can do more.
Especially in we can't let this go. We are a free society, and the question is, how much are we willing to give up? How much in terms of freedom and invasion of privacy are we willing to give up? We haven't seen that just in the United States, but we've seen it throughout the world. What France has gone through, and other countries as well in Europe. You can't let these people dictate our lives. On the other hand, if you see something, even if you think it's ridiculous, it's probably worth reporting, right?
Absolutely. I think that's so important what you just said. If you see something, say something. Become an active thinker. I always call it be an active thinker. And what does that mean is when you see something, you're actively thinking about it. Number one is then do something about it, because that can save your life or somebody else's.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as you know, what we see sometimes is too many people, it's politically correct, that can hurt us. San Bernardino is a big case of that. Number one is that, people knew that there was something going on with those people, and they were afraid to act on it. And I'm going to bet to say the same thing in Las Vegas. And I know most people don't want to talk about it to say Vegas, that wasn't terrorism. In my mind, that was.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt.
You don't have to have an ISIS,
sure,
connection to it. But so do something about it. Like you just said, tell the police, tell somebody.
Let me, can I ask you, think about first of all, how bad that was in Vegas. 50 some odd people, just terrible, and all the injured. It was horrific. But think about how much worse it could have been if he was able to get in with all of those guns. Imagine why couldn't he get in with bomb materials, and the room could have been completely booby trapped.
Absolutely, and look at it for a minute. We saw this up in Boston with the bombings there. Just a pressure cooker. I think it goes back to something that you said. In many ways, where does it stop? You can't outlaw. You got to outlaw pressure cookers.
Right.
You got to outlaw suitcases now because, people said, how can you bring all these weapons in? Well, as you said, we live in a free society.
Yeah.
And so imagine for a minute the people at the Mandalay Bay telling somebody, hey, you have a lot of suitcases there. Why are you bringing all those suitcases in our hotel? It's not going to happen. And so, it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
much more, a lot worse on it. But the fact is that where does it stop? The imagination just takes it to wherever it can go. Unfortunately, wherever we could think of something good, you could think of something bad.
Yeah, and we've already seen some of it. Airplanes. All of a sudden, we feel like, well, we're going to make America safe again. We're just going to make sure our airlines and our airports are safe and the security is high. But then they use a truck to mow over people in a busy area. Put your imagination to work here. It's endless what the next terrorist attack could be, and really they're out to surprise and they're out to shock us with something big, it seems.
And that's what I think is very important as we start this dialogue for Christmas season is, just have a plan. You're going to go shopping in the mall. You're going to go out to the store. Tell somebody where you're going. Have an idea. If I'm going to go shopping, I'm going to be gone for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. And then when you get someplace, unfortunately in today's day and age, just look around. Look at your surroundings. Most of us are blind. Why? Because you get out of your car, and I see people all the time in the shopping centers, and they're on their phone walking to the stores, let alone anything else, checking their emails, and you're oblivious to your surroundings.
Yeah.
So have an idea, if there was a fire, not even a terrorist attack, how would you get out? Those types of plans, and that can save your life.
I got to tell you, we were at you're probably out of time. We were at a concert seeing Paul McCartney, and there was a fire that broke out up on stage after pyrotechnics. And the people that were sitting in our row almost knocked us out of our seats getting out of there, and they darted out of the place. It's the Carrier Dome is enormous. And but these are people that are worried about well, we've seen fires. We've seen these are people that we're not going to wait around to see what happens. Is that the right move? Should we react that way?
Well, I think is the fact that you're going to see in emergency situations like that many different reactions. Number one is, like you just said, you got to be careful that you don't get trampled over by somebody else. Because it's going to be utter chaos. And what happens in the human mind? They're only thinking about themselves. Now, you'll have some heroes like we saw, heroic people in Vegas. But there's nothing wrong with that. But the fact is that, guess what? You're not only having to deal with, let's say, a terrorist attack or a fire, but you have to deal with your fellow Americans next to you running you over. So you also have to be as strong and as diligent as possible. But again, if you walk into a movie theater, what's going to happen? If there was a fire, do you really look around? Are you sitting? If you go up, are you sitting all the way against the wall up to the top where the projector is coming down? And are there exits up there? If not, you got to come down and trample people. It's little things like that. Not to be paranoid, but guess what? Your life is worth you thinking a little bit.
Robert Caltabiano, I hope I'm not butchering your name, but we want to thank you for your service, former Secret Service Special Agent, and we appreciate you coming on the radio this morning.
Absolutely, and go Utica College.
Okay.
Hey, all right.
Do you know the area? So you clearly must know the area, right?
I'm a Utica College grad.
You are a UC grad.
Awesome.
That is so cool. I didn't see that on the bio, but hey, the hockey's going well, football's going well, and this is a college that is up and coming. They're doing really well. So.
Yes, we are.
All right, Robert.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks so much. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the weekend. How about that for a little twist on that? Pretty cool. Got a break.